What is up, everybody? I hope everybody is having a great day. We have a ton of news to get into, so I'm going to hop right in. First and foremost, the Fed decides to raise interest rates for the first time since 2018. Now, I took the liberty of delving into the previous interest rate hikes and looking and correlating those time frames into Bitcoin price action. We'll hop into that certainly. We also have former senior executive within White House personnel joining Ripple. We also have a XRP-enabled platform, Ripple partner, that basically is going to try to take on Swift in some regards. So there's a lot here. So at first I wanted to hop into this. So Federal Reserve said it would lift interest rates and also penciling in a series of further increases in interest rates this year, aimed at stopping the economy from overheating and reducing inflation. Now, curbing inflation is one thing, but this coming right on the heels of Congress giving themselves like a 22% raise on an annual basis, which is interesting. So what I've done here, though, is I went back to 2017. We had interest rate hikes March 16th, June 15th, and December 14th in 2017. If we correlate that into what was going on with Bitcoin at that time, and obviously I'm using Bitcoin as an example because unfortunately it's still driving the market. And we know if Bitcoin goes down, the majority of other assets are going to as well. So with those time frames in 2017, it's interesting when these things occurred. We can see what happened to Bitcoin price action. This was the first interest rate hike. We can see a little bit of a correction. The second interest rate hike, we can see more of a correction. And the third interest rate hike was right at the peak of Bitcoin price action in 2017. Now, granted, you may not be aware of this, but CME futures were all, or was it CME? Chicago Mercantile, so Chicago Mercantile Exchange futures were announced in like November of 2017, and it sparked this parabolic rise. And guess what day those went live? I don't have the daily chart pulled up right here, but the exact top of Bitcoin was when those futures went live. And then extrapolating that out into 2018, there were 4 interest rate hikes as well. March 22nd, June 14th, September 27th, and December 20th. And we could see March 22nd and just kind of riding the wave here, right? The last one was pretty much at the bottom of price action or near the bottom of price action. And we just see number 1 here in 2022 because these hikes have not occurred since 2018. I actually had somebody on my Patreon ask what I'm expecting. I've been saying this a multitude of times that you do not want to see a cross below the 50 EMA, where the 21 EMA moves below the 50 EMA on the weekly. Historically, that means a 50% correction. For Bitcoin, historically, it means about a 90-day time frame until you get to that bottom. And then obviously there's more time until the trend is reversed and you get out of that accumulation period. So it'll be really interesting to see how things shake out. I think Blockchain Backer even touched base on it, where everybody's talking about this 46, 47K level, and everything's going to be fine. You need a substantial reversal here. You need confirmation of support on these things as well. And this is just one metric, but you know, I just know that we can't necessarily look at the past, but I still like looking at the past because it's one metric that I do know exists and that actually happened. So I'll be curious to see what happens here. We can see we haven't had a cross occur yet. Very, very tight action going on right here on the weekly. But, you know, there's so much rhetoric around a 10% increase or an 8% increase or whatever. I don't think any of us are here for 8 or 10%. You know, Bitcoin kind of alludes to what's going to happen with a lot of these other assets, at least for now. If Bitcoin is bearish, a lot of other assets are going to be bearish. If Bitcoin is bullish, a lot of other assets are going to be bullish. And allow for, you know, themselves to maybe take a little bit of market share and gain their own market share within this space. So it will be interesting. But I did want to kind of correlate the interest rate hikes to price action in Bitcoin, and what I found was a little bit interesting here. So moving on. All right, so this came out today as well. Now this is we can look back. So Noom, I always say Noom or Noom or whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Instarem rebranded to Noom a couple of years ago. We do know that Instarem, from a couple of different places, has stated that they were XRapid enabled, which obviously is XRP capabilities. We can see it right within here. So this is from TechCrunch. Singapore fintech startup Instarem, prior to the rebranding, closes a $41 million Series C and I'm pretty sure it talks about X-Rapid in here. Yeah, crypto company Ripple, which has partnered with Instarem for its X-Rapid product, also took part in the round. So Ripple, obviously an investor. But Noom today introducing a new global brokerage payment solution to provide faster, lower cost alternative to SWIFT settlement. Global leader in money movement today introduced a new brokerage payment solution that offers international financial institutions a faster and more cost-effective method of settling transactions to select U.S. brokerages, enabling customers to easily invest in U.S. equities. When compared to transactions settled via the SWIFT International Payments Network, Noom offers lower settlement costs for the financial institutions by up to 90% for international brokerage account transactions. Noom has also been busy recently. We do know that they've got embedded services, financial services for cryptocurrency. And it's just, I think USDC is tied into this, certainly Ethereum. I'd be interesting to see if the XRP capabilities get added into something like this eventually as well. And obviously right within Ripple's website as well. Beginning to leverage RippleNet. It took them 8 weeks. 98% savings on domestic transfer rates for customers. Noom was founded in 2014. I think that the rebrand occurred probably 2020, 2019. So through Noom's use of Ripple in the Philippines and Mexico corridors, we've been able to eliminate pre-funding requirements and offer faster remittances at a low cost. Obviously, kind of removing the Nostro and Vostro aspects, front-end and back-end pre-funding. If you want to look more into Instarem and Noom, you can do an advanced Twitter search. Just Google advanced Twitter search. I've got a whole ton of stuff on them. Dating back to 2019. Bank XRP also has a ton of stuff on Noom. The dude's just a monster at research, so he's really good at finding these interviews, so I would pay attention to that. Moving forward here, this is a little bit of an update because this was publicized at the beginning of March. This is Capital One, and they're basically talking about cost basis, which deals very much so in taxes, and integrating cryptocurrencies within a wallet-based transaction system. So this is systems configured to manage cryptocurrency wallets, having cost basis tracking and methods of use thereof. Mentions XRP, mentions Ethereum, mentions Bitcoin within a crypto portfolio. Some of the slides are interesting as well. Pull those up. Communication network, tax authority, tying right into secondary accounts, which ties right into this memory bank, which also hosts cryptocurrency wallets. This is Capital One. And it's not surprising to me that we keep seeing the development out within these patents and all sorts of integrations. We'll get into that a little bit more, even with NFTs and gamification, because I said it a week or two ago that we were certainly going to see. There was the one real big bank that partnered with the NFT platform. This is probably a week or two ago, and I was just thinking in my head, this is kind of the first domino, and today we're getting confirmation that is correct. Certainly the first domino, and I'll go over that in a minute here. But I did stumble across this too. This is the Central Bank of India in early March choosing Intellect Design Arena to power its next stage of digital transformation agenda. Now, this is through its cloud-native Intellect Quantum Core banking solution. What's interesting to me is that we do know that Intellect Design Arena is certainly tied in with RippleNet. They have RippleNet capabilities, and please bear with me while this loads. I don't know why my computer's acting so slow right now. So we can also see right here, obviously under Product Innovation Awards, they've got a Ripple-backed payment solution through Intellect. This is IGTP. This is our global transaction banking platform here. This is the Quantum Central Banking Solution. Obviously, IGTB and Intellect are also partnered with R3 for next-gen blockchain-enabled financial technology platform solutions. This is all the way back in 2018. I believe they have integrations with IBM as well. Moving forward, though, found this morning also. Now, this is Morningstar, which is an SBI-held company, SBI Japan, going to also be distributing XRP as a shareholder benefit. And then last but not least, a couple of interesting things. And, the Visa is certainly extrapolating out, or I should say expanding out their blockchain and distributed ledger technology ecosystem as far as manpower is concerned, seeking new college graduates for crypto development program. This is what I was alluding to previously, where this isn't going to be the first bank that we see tying themselves into NFTs or gamification or metaverse or any of that type of stuff. HSBC is a monster. Obviously, there's a lot of corruption and stuff like that goes on with these banking partners, but HSBC partnering with metaverse firm The Sandbox, I believe there's a branding on a, I think there's a branding on a football arena within the metaverse within this. So yeah, HSBC partnering with Sandbox, and then XRP Yoda, I caught this from him. Former White House senior advisor Michael Warren joining Ripple's board of directors. You can read through this entire thing here. Just interesting to see the powerhouses that we see aligning themselves with Ripple, either from an advisory position or an actual member of the team. Previously, Michael Warren was a senior advisor of the White House Presidential Personnel Office during Barack Obama's first term. 2010, he was appointed to serve on the board of directors of the Overseas Private Investment Corporation, etc., etc., etc. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, I really did think that kind of mapping out the interest rate hikes versus, correlations to price action was interesting to me. And certainly dealing with Noom and what they're trying to tackle here as far as alternative to Swiss settlement is interesting to me, especially since they have a crypto-enabled platform. So we'll see where everything goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.